out with your handheld mic.
What are you asking me to do?
I'm just saying, you're laid back. Just, this is my thoughts on the world. It's going to be a different feel, I guess. All right, I've got a post in here. I haven't had a post. It's all going in my car. All right, we need an audio thing, don't we?
A sync?
Yeah. Does that work? that had a lovely echo. Yeah, that'll work, wouldn't it? You might would have put that up, right? Try it again if you want.
Maybe. I've got you recording anyway, so it'll be all right.
Okay. Oh yeah, I was on the yeah. All right, cool. So yeah, welcome to another episode of Pulling Teeth. We're in a car park.
Yeah.
Which we've dreamed of doing for over a year, I think.
Yeah, we had talked about it. We did try it once, and then they stole your car.
Yeah, then the car park ate my car, basically. Yeah. So this is attempt 2. We're staying with it now. Bloody hell, it's warm.
It is.
I was going to put my vents on, but then I think that'd be too much background noise, wouldn't it?
Probably.
Yeah, we're in the council's car park, apparently.
Yeah,
car park for the council. You said
quiet because the council is closed. No council.
It's dead. Got quarantined.
Yeah.
It's dead. And today is the day of freedom to many, isn't it?
Is everyone going back to the pubs and stuff today? I'm going
everything.
To the pub.
Yeah. Yeah, pubs are open again now, apparently, and then loads of other business. I think hairdressers are open now.
Yeah.
And then some things are coming back to life. So this is Saturday, the day of freedom. I can't see the things at the 4th. The 4th of July. Independence Day. Yeah, it's the UFOs have come over and they've started to Will Smith us into freedom. So something like that. Who was the guy? I think he was like the brother of who's the cult guy everyone loves? The Fly, the human fly, Jeff Goldblum.
Oh right, yeah.
Wasn't it like Jeff Goldblum's cousin or uncle or friend who was really raspy? He was in Mrs. Doubtfire as well. Like, my God.
Him! I didn't know he had anything to do with Jeff Goldblum. The guy that was the barber or the makeup artist or something.
Yeah. But he was in Independence Day, I think, and I think he was of some connection to Jeff Goldblum's character.
Right.
Yeah, he's come along as well. He's going to help us get out of all this thing. Health Watch! There's a van that watches people's health for the council.
What? Oh.
Yeah. Just in case you weren't watching it yourself.
Yeah.
We've had one person doing laps.
Yeah.
Around the car park so far.
A lot of people walk their dog here.
Just on the concrete in the car park.
Just walk down the road if that's what you're going to do.
Yeah, well, it's probably not too many like big parks very close to like walking distance from here because it's quite villagey.
No, there are.
Oh.
Pretty massive ones.
Pretty massive ones. Are they gated though?
Yeah, but the gates are never locked.
Well, no, are they gated as in you can let your dog loose in it? Like I wouldn't let my dog loose on a park next to a road.
Would you let your dog loose on a car park in the middle of town?
Oh yeah. No cars in a car park. If they are, they're not moving, so we'll be fine.
Fair enough.
Yeah, no, it seems weird, but maybe people love car parks. Maybe people love cars.
I think it's just the novelty.
You never know. The novelty of walking in a stationary vehicle zone. The dogs really get in on it. It's like Fetch, but like everything's stopped. Sounds great. How are you anyway, Steve, on this lovely day of independence apparently?
I'm good, to be honest. It feels as someone who's been working like with the public throughout all of this, it doesn't really feel like anything to me.
Does it feel like anything?
No, because I haven't had that thing of like, I've been locked up in my house for 3 months, because I haven't.
Yeah. And like you've seen people. My life hasn't really changed in that I just kind of stay at home, working from home, and not taking my dog to car parks.
Yeah.
So like it's pretty weird to see more people out and about, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's not meant to be. There's still like all these weird rules. Like apparently there's a rule. They're thinking about opening up swimming pools because apparently it's not contagious within a swimming pool, but outside the swimming pool, they're going to be like really strict regimes. So there's going to be people too afraid to get out of a pool, which would be great. Help people's health, help everything.
There's a gym around here that have gotten around it somehow. I don't know exactly what. They opened up today. I think all gyms are meant to open up next week or the week after or something like that. They opened up today, and the way they've done it is they've just taken all of their gym equipment and just put it outside. And apparently, like that works.
Well, there's the added threat of people walking their dogs in their car parks, so there'll be extra cardio, extra bleep tests, extra RPM on a bike. I don't know.
Do you want to
go outside?
Do you want to bench press in the rain?
I like that though, but it's different for different people.
But you grip, like, you don't worry about it slipping, or
that's how you get stronger grip, mate.
might get a stronger neck.
Oh yeah. What? The good old hanging yourself exercise. It really helps my inner core. No, but yeah, it's meant like I think there was an old Arnie book about bench pressing in sub-zero temperatures.
And do it in the cold, your hands will stick to it.
Skin sticking to your hands and then tearing off or something like that.
Yeah.
But I like the rain, don't I? You're afraid of wet dogs. So
a little bit.
We're different people.
Yeah.
Different people. Yeah. Yeah, fun time. So so you don't feel very different.
No. I had a message today from a guy in Leicester, and he said Leicester's still closed. Leicester's not opening. Yeah,
they closed it. They closed it back down.
Yeah.
Because they started their cases started rising again. So they went, Leicester, no,
go home.
Which is might happen more and more, I guess. Do it in bits and bobs.
It just seems like either do it or not. Like, I thought the whole point was that, cases are going to go back up, but we're probably in a position to manage it now.
Yeah, well, it's if it goes up too much, I guess, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, there's no travel bans. You can still you can still drive to Leicester and back if you want, I think. Oh, have you got a fucking thermos?
Yeah.
Why have you brought a thermos to a car park?
I always have a coffee when we're doing this.
Oh, it's good. Oh, and it's where it all comes out, isn't it? I saw the video, Steve. I didn't want to discourage it, but I saw it for weeks. I've even had an idea about doing a sketch about it, and then you go along and you join them. I can't understand. For everyone who doesn't know, all videographers have to make videos about coffee. Yeah. Because that's the core of their fucking personality. Is, well, I'm going to put myself out there. I'm going to show the world my message, and my message is I like pour over coffee. And Steve decided to make a self-help video about, isn't it brilliant that I drink coffee? And we'll do it with different title graphics. It's going to accentuate my points. I mean, I didn't want to discourage you. It's good to do stuff. Just don't do it.
I was going to say, what have you done?
I came up with a theory about Dr. Evil's evil lair, right? Where it's all videographers about how they're going to save the world. It's all about making videos about fucking coffee.
Yeah.
That's what I did with my life. I didn't do anything with it. I just thought about it for a bit.
Well, the thing is, I've started going into, trying to build up, a good library of, stock video. So I'll just film something different every week, and then if I can make something out of whatever I'm filming at the same time as kind of content, then it kind of kills two birds with one stone.
Yeah, if you start filming stuff and making videos, then it starts to snowball. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But as opposed to before, just get around to it.
Yeah,
that kind of attitude.
Yeah.
But then you had to add some kind of... Again, it's good that you did something. This is just... I haven't seen you in a while, so I'm angry.
Yeah.
At you. And when I see your face, it brings it all back, you know what I mean? What was the moral of the video, Steve? You made a moral to the video.
What?
Instead of saying, I don't want to do that, or I don't want to do this, it's better to do something.
It's better to
Wasn't that the moral of the video?
It's better to do something than nothing. If you're worried about...
that was your moral.
Yeah. That was it. But it was just I haven't done social media videos before or anything. It was I bet I can make a social media video. It's what does that mean? You say
coffee.
You say something that loads of people have said before, but you just say it in your voice instead of in their voice. It's all right. So I did that.
You just add to the echo chamber of nothing.
And then you post it on LinkedIn and people press like.
Fucking LinkedIn.
I know. I started using it again this week, and it's like in one sense, I get it. It's a good place to find like a target audience, I guess, if you're a business person. If you've got a business and you're looking for customers and you work with other businesses, like, it makes sense. But on the other sense, like, there's no real personality on there. It's just a load of people like posting things that are like fake versions of who they actually are, and it's like, I don't want to meet you.
Well, it just seems like people. It seems like the where everyone who's empty inside gather. Do you know what I mean? It's like people who all they do is corporational stuff or work stuff. Like there's a lot of data scientists on there. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it just feels like you're not going to find anybody who's going to be as like-minded, I guess. It feels like it's just going to be the corporate world, but maybe that's my own issues. Maybe. Who knows? So good work, Steve. Keep it up. Keep making coffee and videos.
Thanks, pal.
I'm being. Cheers, buddy. No, I think it's supportive words. You know, I mean, you knew when you made it. If you thought about me at any moment, you'd be like, "Well, Nick's going to hate this."
Oh yeah.
But that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. I'm not the demographic. I'm just, I've got to push you to do better, I guess.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with what you did, but if you want to reach the real demographic, which is single sociopaths lost in life, then you're going to... You have to mix it up. Do a cyanide video instead of a coffee video, something like that. That'll reach the masses, wouldn't it? I don't know. Yeah, fun times. I'm still on the Hinge date.
Oh, yeah.
I've been talking to a few people, to be fair. It's been all right. Although I've tried to, I don't know why, but I've tried to be nice. And that obviously always goes wrong when trying to date somebody, because nobody wants someone nice. You know what I mean? Not on like dating apps anyway.
I think nice is boring. Nice is just a bit plain, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just nothing. People are either looking for strong, physical, passionate relationships in which you won't want someone nice, or they want somebody who's going to look after them, which isn't somebody nice, or they're just looking for someone to make them happy. And niceness doesn't make anyone happy.
Well, it's just not your first choice. If you go to like an ice cream parlor and there's like 50 flavors in front of you, like vanilla is nice, but you don't choose vanilla.
True, or like peppermint.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like it sounds like it's exotic, but it's not. I think they grow peppermint in fields in the UK somewhere, don't they?
I've no idea.
Oh no! Nobody knows. It's the mystery of the peppermint ice cream. No, like I've just been conversational, and I've just been like chatting with people to try and get to know people, and it's just like, it's not really the deal, or it's probably my own thing, whatever it is. But I've decided that I enjoy the chat-up lines that I have might not be the most effective. I think they're good, but like sometimes they don't. One of the ones that I can remember is, Oi! Have you been microwaving my bleach? And they're like, what?
What?
I go, because you're giving me a hot flash, right? I'm like, that's funny. And then I realised when I said it, I was like, hot flashes are like for menopausal women, like going through the menopause. So I was like, all right, it doesn't quite work, but hi, I'm Nick.
It's hot flush.
Is it hot flush?
I don't
know. Hot flashes are like when your temperature goes up in your menopause, I think. Your menopause.
Mine.
But something like that. Yeah. I don't know what a flush would be. Is that when you like blush?
You could microwave a toilet.
Yeah, could do. Could are you microwaving the 8, 9, 7, 5, and 4 of hearts? Because it's a hot flush. But they get a bit misinterpreted, I guess. It's not the. Got to find someone. You got to find somebody like yourself, like myself. So they're trying to find someone with the same sense of humour. Oh, and there's videos of the podcast on my profile. I found out.
What?
Because like when you upload the photos to the app, it just like finds them for you on your phone, and there's like stingers from episodes.
Oh right.
So I've got one of the highlights up there is how there were penguins living in a minefield.
Yeah.
And it was like, it's going to help the penguin obesity epidemic. Melissa exploded last week, and then it just ends. So I just get messages of like, what happened to those penguins? Like, they exploded because they set off the landmines.
Yeah.
Why? Why would you? Why is it funny, right? No. So it's always a good game. Yeah. And just I've made my way through. I've dispelled most of the Harry Potter crowds. It seems. Oh, now we're down to about 3 in 10.
Have you finally convinced the algorithm that you're not like a fan of Gryffindor?
Yeah, I'm just I am against it. I'm more against it than Snape. Whatever plot twist, I can't remember all the plots. But yeah, so it does try and help find. It has some kind of algorithm in it to try and find people like-minded about the people you've matched with, the people you haven't, or something like that.
Yeah.
But it's just I think. I don't know. It's a better dating app than the others, I guess, that I've tried. Like Match.com was bad, and Tinder's its own monster. But yeah, it also doesn't help that because I want people to share my sense of humor. And I've had this before, where like one of the first things I tell them is like the one-eyed dwarf story. That I tell them that about, and they're like, which I can't remember. I must have told it on the podcast, right? But it's about a story where I went into somebody's house, Tinder date's house, and I thought they were going to murder me because they had locks on the outside of all their doors and they were an absolute psychopath. And they were like, "Weren't you afraid for your safety?" I was like, "No, I'm pretty secure in myself."
Yeah.
You know, I'm not super powered, but like my brain goes, I'm pretty confident I could look after myself. Because I've proven it in many situations and haven't disproved it in many situations.
Yeah.
I'm well aware that I'm not in Superman. It's just like, I'm stupidly confident, so it's fine. But like, weren't you afraid you were going to get stabbed? No. I think if I got stabbed, I'd probably be able to get out of it. So yeah, first like chat-up lines are always like all about, these funny stories that are all ending up in the blood, sweat, Viagra, the King and I, or whatever it was. Like, I sent them a link to, that's my dating experience. I've checked that out. If you remember, it's a highlight on YouTube now.
Yeah.
If you want to check it out and be horrified, so maybe I should try a different tact, but I don't know. But still, I need to document a little bit more like the people that you see, because it's strange the things that people write, and I think it's a weird way to describe yourself anyway. It's hard to describe yourself and what you like. Oh, you'll get along with me if you like Disney and Marvel as much as I do. Oh, did you hear Alien is now part of the Disney universe?
Alien
and Predator.
Was that done by Fox?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
And then their licenses were bought out by Disney, so now it's Predator the Friendly Bounty Hunter or something. I don't know.
Just draw him all cute, put him in the Pocahontas universe. Fucking murking Indians in forests. Sorry,
just
Native
slowly...
Americans.
God, very sorry. First Americans, I think they're called. I can't remember.
Oh, is it changed again?
Names are changed. Yeah. Whatever works. Yeah. I guess whatever the right phrasing is.
Yeah.
But
Insert right phrasing here. That gets you out of everything.
Yeah. But yeah, so weird casual week of talking thermos.
Sorry.
Do you not just feel like people know more about you when you show them that you've got a thermos? They look at you and they go like, I could definitely kill that guy. I could poison that guy.
I don't think so.
You don't think so? All right, well, you're in for a shock. It's just it's hot drinks and coffee anyway. It's just
you just don't drink hot drinks.
The level of happiness I can do. I just need more. Do you know what I mean? But it's the joy that you feel in the cup. I know so many people are like, I just want to sit around on my sofa in front of the telly with a nice cup of tea, and they're snuggled up. They've got a blanket over them, and it's like, isn't life wonderful? I can't relate to that.
But if that's the assumption of people who drink hot drinks, then if someone assumes that of me because they see me drinking one, then they know even less about me because that's just not something I do.
Oh yeah, whether it's true or not, but they'll know that they'll start to plan attacks on you if they think that he's got a thermos, he thinks he's prepared. Is he prepared? How many teaspoons of coffee do you put in your thermos?
I don't know. It's made in the machine.
It's just do like one normal machine.
It's not instant.
No, but
it's got
how many grams?
Setting.
How many? A thermos setting.
Yeah.
How much coffee do you put in the? Is it in the filter or the?
So it's
pod?
like like 2.5 tablespoons, something like that, for a full pot.
How many in a normal cup of coffee? Same amount? Less?
No, probably just one.
Because I tried that with a thermos when I was 23, right?
Yeah.
And the mistake I made was I put 4 tea bags in it, because I was like, well, it's about 4 cups of tea worth of a thermos. But then I left it in there like all morning, and it didn't work.
It's stewed.
That and the coffee brand was disgusting. It was like Brown's Coffee or something like that.
Yeah.
Brown's Tea or something like that. It was a really weird, horrible coffee.
You like tea though, don't you?
I do, but I don't like it to, expose my vulnerabilities to the world. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I would have thought. I would have thought you'd have found that funnier. Like if there's a great big,
tea.
like balding, bearded guy in the wild on a rock drinking a cup of tea,
having some green tea.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It'd be like coming across Bigfoot having a picnic.
Oh yeah, having a ham and cheese sandwich, chilling the fuck out. No, well, it's obviously, I think I grew up with tea. I think tea is much more culturally accepted amongst the working class.
Yeah.
Whereas I think coffee is seen as...
tea. I was the same with tea growing up. I think coffee was like a special occasion.
Happy birthday. Have a coffee.
But yeah, no, it was always tea growing up. I don't know when I got into coffee. It might have been at uni.
I don't think it was when we were at uni. I can't remember. I seem to remember more prevalence after when I came to visit, etc.
Yeah.
But maybe. Who knows? Crisps in the fridge, coffee in the pot.
Yeah, don't do crisps in the fridge anymore. I do crisps. Crisps are in the cupboard.
What happened?
Sometimes you make sacrifices for the ones you love. Yeah.
Do you take Steve to be your lawfully wedded husband? Well, if he stops putting the crisps in the fucking fridge.
Yeah.
What? So deep down, you still want to put your crisps in the fridge.
Yeah.
But you've made that sacrifice. Yeah. I just say anything, please. Maybe for special occasions.
Cold crisps feel crunchier.
You're always going on about this stupid crunch. You're always, every time. I love the crunch. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm just angry. You know what I mean?
No, but to be fair, to be completely fair,
skips in the fridge would be shit.
Skips are shit. Skips are terrible.
Skips are great.
No, they're not.
They're great.
They're awful.
They're great. They're great. That's because you kept on putting them in the fridge, and they've all become, I don't know, snowflakes.
No.
All right, let's think of another crisp. You can't put Space Raiders. What are those UFO things?
The crunch. That
crunch,
term.
He goes again.
I got that from you.
Oh, well, then you're very wise.
You used to say that because...
Was it about apples, wasn't it? I can't remember.
It was about apples and it was about hula hoops.
All right, then. Well, we've solved that. He's always going on about this bloody crunch. It was me.
And you made a video about coffee. So go fuck yourself.
Did I?
No, you didn't.
Okay. I went into such a zone there. I was like, oh my God. I don't remember this. But there's so many things. I don't remember you recovering from Down syndrome at a house party. Maybe I did make a coffee video. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, anyway. That's enough personal stuff. But yeah, I agree with crunch, but I guess I've grown a little bit more. For me, it's more texture than crunch now. There's a mood for crunch, right? There's certain times where you're like, I need crunch now, rather than texture. Mm. Like, if you have nachos that are soggy, sure, they're still okay, but they're not the right nachos.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need crunch.
That's hard, though. It's hard to get nachos that are crunchy.
Yeah. Well, that's the journey, isn't it? That's the reward for the sacrifice you've made. Anyway, let's get into some news, shall we? I don't have much this... Oh, yeah, I just remembered the notes I've got. I've not got much. It's been a slow week. But some good news, in case you needed it. President Donald Trump said Wednesday he believes coronavirus will just disappear. Excellent news!
Good.
In case
so all of this is for nothing.
Yeah. It's all just... Well, you just wait, and then suddenly it's gone.
Yeah.
Even as cases explode across the US and top health officials warn that the country needs to do more to stop the spread. So there's like these health experts going like, Donald, please, it's very real. It's just going to disappear. No, it's not. He goes on to say, I think we're going to be very good with the coronavirus. I think that at some point that's going to sort of just disappear, I hope. Trump said on Fox Business Network. This comes amid a dramatic increase in the number of cases in the US in the past few weeks. White House Press Secretary Kayleigh McEnany said the president is confident that it will disappear. Oh, well, good then.
Yeah.
He's put together a revolutionary first-class team that is going to break through bureaucracy and get us a vaccine. I think the bureaucracy is like safe human testing or something like that. Fuck that.
Well, I mean, it will sort of disappear eventually, because it will get to the point where it's killed off all the vulnerable people, so there's only the ones that can survive it are left.
But so it'll still be there, won't it? It'll just be like chilling out amongst friends.
Yeah.
As opposed to murdering its enemies.
Yeah.
Or something like that. But yeah, good to see the optimism. You know what I mean? Just like, it's probably be fine. It's all going to disappear.
He's always with the positive vibes.
In more apocalyptic news, pop group Mcfly have signed their first record deal since 2009.
Why?
Because apparently they're huge and in demand. Everyone loves Mcfly, don't they? The Wind is my cameraman, I think.
It'll be like the Spice Girls thing, wouldn't it? It's like, come back, come do a tour, make a couple of million, and then fuck off again. Boys, is it Boyzone? Did they do that?
I don't know, probably Westlife. Loads of...
No, Boyzone. No, I think Boyzone tried, but one of them was dead.
Oh, well, it's going to bring the whole party down, isn't it?
Yeah.
One empty stool.
Take that, did it? Yeah.
It comes 7 years after the group's last single, after which they scrapped an entire record to form a supergroup. If you remember that, their supergroup was Mcfly and Busted.
McBusted.
There was a... yeah.
Shit name.
Fuck doing this album. Let's merge with Busted. But people fucking love them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I've dated a few people who are like, oh, Busted, woo, Mcfly, woo.
Yeah.
Those relationships didn't last, but still, it was... People love it.
It's people that grew up with them, were like, oh, now they've formed this weird, malignant fucking group. So now I can... they kind of merged two fan bases, because I think those two fan bases used to hate each other. And they
let's bring all the hate into one super hate group.
They brought down the McBusted Berlin Wall and eliminated communism amongst boy bands.
But yeah, well, they got like a whole story, it would seem.
Great. Can't wait to hear it.
At one point after the McBusted union, the four-piece, the original McFly, even considered group therapy to resolve their issues.
Group therapy?
For McFly. Because they were all jaded. I think... I can't remember how McBusted worked, but I think it might have been fuck off one drummer, fuck off one bassist, fuck off one guitarist.
Yeah, that's just it. It's
so cut it in half. It wasn't like two groups playing together. It was like half of one and half of the other, something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe. So McFly was pretty pissed off at McFly.
So, but that'd be sick though. You could have McBusted and Bustfly.
Busticfly.
Yeah, and they could go on tour together and play each other's songs. It'd be shit.
Yeah. Actually, after McFly was on hiatus, tensions began to rise. Tom and bassist Dougie Pointer, I think those are two people, wrote a successful series of children's books about shitting dinosaurs, while Harry won the 9th series of Strictly Come Dancing. So this bred rivalry within McFly.
Because one was a better dancer.
One's on Strictly Come Dancing, two of them are drawing dinosaurs taking shits, and the other, I'm assuming they were a 4-man band or whatever. The other one's just hoping McFly's going to get back together. Hang on. The guitarist Danny Jones went on to write and produce records for acts like Rihanna and One Direction, while Dougie played with the rock bands A and Ink.
I don't know Ink.
I don't know those rock bands. Did he commit suicide?
I can't. Maybe.
I think
was that,
maybe.
That.
There is a song by A, isn't there?
Give me some love! Give me some skin! Is it that one?
Oh, yeah.
I always used to get confused between them and POD, because POD were around about the same time.
They're a Christian black metal band.
Are
apparently.
they?
That's what it says on their wiki. I looked it up recently. No, Pod.
Are they?
Apparently, Christian black metal.
Yeah.
Not very black metal to me, but hey, maybe we're wrong. A lot of those things became unspoken issues. These are your 4 best friends. This is him talking about
just
Mcfly.
Speak them and get over it.
Group therapy. Stop drawing your dinosaurs. Stop writing songs for Ink.
Stop dancing!
Yeah. You want to be on stage with them, and seeing them do things without you is really difficult to deal with. You're a bit clingy, mate. I hate it when my friends do well for themselves. The catalyst for the... Right, so they're really spread apart, Mcfly, right? And they're like, how are we ever going to get back together? What can we do? No, but it's 6 feet apart, you know what I mean? But like, how are you going to...
Social distance.
How are they going to get over all these issues? How do you think, there's rivalry, there's tensions as well.
Well, that's what you go to school for.
Well, their manager just booked them a gig. And they went, oh, fine.
This will go really well.
The catalyst for the band's return turned out to be their manager of the last 18 years. He booked the O2 without telling us. And he said...
Guy's a legend.
Yeah, he's just like, he's talking to each one individually, like, oh, well, Gary's not doing this. Oh, yeah, well, Bellamy's not doing this. Yeah. It's like, well, fuck it. I've booked the O2. Should I cancel it or what? Well, I guess we'll play the O2. I'm assuming it means like a small O2.
They say it on their own Facebook page the day after. Like, hey, guys, we're playing the O2 next week. It's like, all these messages underneath. I tried to get tickets, but it's sold out. It's like, oh, my God. Like, we hate each other. Now there's 19,000 people waiting
outside.
Waiting for what I go to school for and whatever the fuck Mcfly played.
Why don't we play that album we all abandoned?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I've been to the year 3000.
Dinosaurs! So yeah, he put the O2 without telling us, and he said, are you going to play it or not? Recalls Tom. And obviously we said yes. Now, maybe it's the O2 as in the O2, like the 20,000 or something seated arena.
Could just be a little one in Birmingham.
Could be the Brixton O2, you know what I mean? It could be like Manchester O2 arena or something like that. So it could be smaller, but it feels like a stadium tour. Which basically is, we'll give you a lot of money if you come back. Okay. All right, well, that makes sense. I keep on scrolling on to the next one by mistake and merging the two. You'll understand it in a minute. I think that having a date in the diary that said Mcfly at the O2 just made us all realise we're stupid. Yeah, maybe. Yep. It can't have hurt to know that the gig sold out in minutes. This is before they confirmed they were going to play. A manager just booked it, sold out. They then asked the band, nor that the band were greeted by ear-splitting screams as they rose up through the stage. Okay, so they enjoyed the show. They enjoyed playing the show. Something to play hits like "All About You," "Stargirl," and "Five Colors in Her Hair."
Go with 5 colors in her hair.
I don't know the song.
Yeah,
but just it's too indecisive. Make a decision.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Pick a colour. Any colour. Any colour. Just pick a colour.
It's like someone was doing that weird like finger puppet multiple choice question thing. Pick a colour. 5. I choose 5. You could have to pick a colour. I choose 5 colours. Well, it's only 4. But okay, well, they'll write a song about me one day. So that's McFly. And in slightly more troubling news, cannibal rats are invading homes across Stoke-on-Trent. Which I was nearly mixed up with Mcfly. The hungry, aggressive, and highly fertile rodents are becoming more brazen, with a huge rise in indoor sightings, and this is because there's no one outside
putting food on the ground and shit.
Yeah, restaurants, all
the bins
closed,
in town are empty. Yeah.
So they're now just coming into people's houses, and apparently, and again, this could just be one of these urban myths, but it's reported by this Stoke Sentinel newspaper, is that they're swimming up through toilets now, which I'm not 100% sure how that works, because the plumbing is all quite secure until it gets to the sewer, and then that's quite a long upstream swim. So I don't know how true that is, but people are finding rats in their toilets or whatever.
Cannibal rats. McBusted. Support by Cannibal Rats.
Cannibal rats. Highly fertile. And then, I've got a few more bits, but there wasn't really any news, so I thought we'd go through some good old Yahoo Answers. So this is just some questions I found from Yahoo Answers, just so people can get to know us a little bit more in these troubling times.
Okay.
Question number 1, old people die. Get over it? All right. And I want to preface, I looked through Yahoo Answers, and it is a shit show. It is so much political, fuck Trump, Black Lives Matter, what about XYZ, so much crap. So these are the good answers.
Website was still alive. Who goes on there? Who writes on Yahoo
Lots of very
Answers?
opinionated people. A lot of people. So much. And again, what kind of people are on here? Because these are genuine questions. Masks are tools of the oppressive socialist deep globalist state.
Oh, shut up.
But it's not a question. They've just said a statement and added a question mark after it. Technically, it's a question. I mean, I'm good. I treat all these as yes or no. So no. Question 3. I'm 14 and my mum kicked me out of the house. Yeah.
Yeah, she did.
Yes. Okay.
Well, she didn't kick you into it.
And then get in the house. Question number 4: can you control your anger? It's quite an interesting. That's an actual question.
Yeah.
But okay, fair enough. Then it was I've got trouble with my anger, but I don't understand. I've gone through a whole big deep dive about anger because I love anger. I think anger's really great. It's just saying if you channel it in the right places, and there's so many people who don't know how to channel it into the right places, it overflows into random shit. So if you're angry, it's still great. So don't worry about it. Question the next. What did Black Lives Matter say about the baby that was shot in his car seat, African American baby? Do they consider that a problem?
What a nuanced question.
I'll say it one more time because it is a sentence, I guess.
Yeah.
What did Black Lives Matter say about the baby shot in his car seat, African American baby? Do they consider that a problem?
No punctuation, just.
Just I think everyone's against a baby shot in a car seat.
Did they say who by?
No, just that. Well, is that a problem?
What does this political movement think about this dead baby?
Yeah, answers, please.
On a postcard.
Yeah. Next question: is it my fault? Yeah. I like the idea of taking responsibility for actions, not even necessarily your own.
Yeah.
So if you're going to voluntarily take responsibility for something that you didn't do, I think that's more interesting than if you were to deny it. So go for it.
Yeah.
Will I get in trouble? Separate question. Yeah. Yeah, you will. Next question is: do you agree with this statement? Yeah, I think so. I can get on board.
How do you agree or disagree with that statement?
There's
no premise.
With enough energy, you can agree with anything.
I violently agree.
Yeah, I passionately and dishearteningly agree. What does that mean? I don't know. I'm on your team. Question the next. Knife crime? Oh yeah, I'll have some knife crime, please, if you wouldn't mind.
With a question mark. Knife crime? Knife crime?
Yeah, I could do with some knife crime, actually. It could be good. Next one, amidst all these, was: do you prefer red potatoes or russet for making mashed potatoes?
I've never made with red, actually.
Never made with red.
No.
I've had red mash. It's good.
Yeah.
Good mash. But I'm of the sweet potato or the carrot and swede mash.
I like.
That's where the real victory is.
Vix is big on carrot mash. It's like carrots and potatoes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or cold cannon, bit of cabbage.
I've not had that actually.
Never had cold cannon?
No.
But you make a video about coffee. All right.
Of all these deep-seated, heavy questions, the only one that promotes conversation is the one about potatoes.
Yeah. Next one I picked out because I thought you'd probably have an answer for this. What's your favourite cooking oil? He's thinking about it.
I don't. I just use vegetable oil really because it doesn't taste of anything.
Yeah, some people said olive oil. I thought you'd probably go for some kind of chili oil that you found in a tent at a farmer's market or something like that.
No,
That's what I thought you'd do.
We've got like different this flavoured olive oil and stuff that you get from Aldi, but it's just for like salads and shit like that. Like, I don't really do anything special with it.
I worked in places that made their own oil, which is they just put loads of stuff in vegetable oil.
Oh, and infuse.
I'm not sure how much that works.
Yeah.
Well, kind of, but it just tasted like oil.
Yeah.
The third to last question is, what does Trump want for Christmas? Don't know.
The end of coronavirus, apparently.
Oh, the vanishing of it. It's just going to disappear, I guess. Penultimate question, why don't you harm other people? Why not,
well, it
have a quick
taken a number of ways.
Harm.
Like,
yeah, but it's why not?
Yeah, why not? Or
go for it.
Why don't you harm other people? Like, why am I doing it all the time?
I've got a busy life.
Yeah,
I've got things I want to do. And the last question, probably the most hard-hitting, probably the most pressured question is, how old do I need to be to buy Filet Mignon?
Is there an age limit on Filet Mignon?
No. But this kid was like, I fancy some steak, but I don't know if I'm ready. How much life experience does one need to buy a Filet Mignon?
Yeah, I need to I need to consult the hive mind about my Filet Mignon needs.
Well, like, you probably need to be 16 to buy a steak knife, right?
Yeah.
Maybe. So, like, maybe if you can't buy the tools to eat the steak, are you old enough to buy the steak? Who knows? Especially because it's like Filet Mignon.
If you're like, say, what age do your parents start leaving you at home? Like, responsibly? Like
3.
12?
13, I'd say, yeah. 12, 13.
Yeah. So, like, if at that age, do you reckon if you had loads of money, you could go to a restaurant and eat a meal? Like, they wouldn't serve you booze or that, but if you like, if a 12-year-old showed up with like a wad of cash, be like, I'd like Filet Mignon.
I wouldn't serve him.
No. There's something odd about it, but it's like it's just food.
Yeah, but I think it's the idea of an unattended minor, isn't it? Like coming into a restaurant and then giving you money. You'd be like, this feels risque. Feels like you'd be running some sort of risk. It's probably very legal. It's just, it's like, but then kids go to the cinema, don't they? Yeah. Is the cinema different to the restaurant?
You get like kids going into the cinema. You can get popcorn, you just can't get Filet Mignon.
What are you going to see? It's Lilo and Stitch? No steak for you. All right, not today. It's not the right time. Dangerous.
Yeah.
But yeah, out in the to be fair, I used to find it strange when people would go out to restaurants on their own. I used to find that quite strange. But so now it's perfectly normal. Now I'm like, oh yeah, go for it. I do that. That's probably because I started doing it with it. And the same as people going to the cinema alone. I used to think that was very strange. But it's a more enjoyable experience.
Twice, I think.
Yeah, I've done it a few times.
Yeah.
But I did it, the best gig I ever went to in my life was the first gig I went to on my own.
The Stone
and
Sour
that was because, I mean, admittedly, trains didn't exist after the gig, apparently. And it was in Manchester, and I was in Stoke at the time. Living in Stoke at the time. But, it was a great gig, because I was able to go there and just be completely open and myself, rather than looking out for somebody else, seeing if they're having a good time. I've got the single dad gene of just just wanting to make sure everything's organised. Yeah. Are you having fun? We could go somewhere else if you would like.
Yeah.
But now it's just like, I could just go there and have a wild time, and it was incredible. Was able to be vulnerable with my feelings. It was great.
That's good.
So more people should do things on their own, especially now that you can't stand near anybody.
I think they should. I think more people should learn to deal with shit on their own. Not because... I don't... Just in case you have to.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the things about people getting in relationships. The amount of people who get into relationships who are already codependent before they start them. You're just like, I understand how you, because you're codependent, you want somebody to help look after you, but you should be able to look after yourself before you expect somebody else to help.
Yeah.
Just have those, just be two independent people working together. Because otherwise it's going to be one person leaning on the other while the other person's leaning on the other, and one of them's going to lean more and it's going to fall over.
Yeah.
That's been my experience.
Like my only kind of big relationship before I got married, like I think I was with her for about 5 years, and the period after we broke up, of like sadness, and then like kind of immature sadness, and then like mature, like but like like it's kids breaking up, not kids, but 20, 20. You're a kid at 20. And but that period of like sadness and maturation and kind of like finding my own feet and kind of becoming a different person essentially over the course of like, I don't know, a year, 2 years. Yeah. Like that was one of the most beneficial periods of my life. It's like probably more so than anything really. That's
more than your marriage.
Well, my marriage hasn't, as in my marriage hasn't changed me. My marriage is my reward for being a better person. I see it that way.
You haven't grown or anything?
We've only been married 2 years. I haven't done a lot of growth in 2 years.
Oh no, but like as in the
over the past 10 years, I have. Yeah.
Yeah. I take your point. It was just funny just to poke a hole in that. Just be like, oh, so what? Your wife hasn't helped at all? Oh, yeah. Great. Good. We'll put that on the internet. Fine. No, yeah, it's really important, especially the amount of people I know who are just very.
But that was I was saying because that was a very, very codependent time for me. Like that was like, it's really difficult to make decisions without having that person to confirm that decision is the right one to make and that's okay. You know what I mean? Like
yeah. Oh, I remember the least codependent I was, or maybe the worst friend I was. No, I wasn't a bad friend. It was just an adult in a childish situation. Was a person I lived with. I was at your house, and I got a phone call saying they'd been rushed to hospital because they, in quotes, badly attempted suicide.
Oh yeah.
Right. As in, when I say they attempted suicide, I mean they took 3 Pro Plus, 4 paracetamol, and I think they did cut their arm. And it's nothing. But I'm not judging it. It's just to go, okay, this was definitely an attention emotional reaction that wasn't intended to go through. So it's okay to deal with this. I went home and made pasta for everybody and then went to hospital. Yeah. Because I was like, well, we're going to need pasta, aren't we? I mean, you're going to be in this hospital for like 6 hours. Yeah. Like, this isn't my first suicide rodeo. So like, this is going to be in there for a long time. Everyone's going to be bored and emotional. So how about I bring some gingerbread men and make some pasta, and then we're all going to be fine. Yeah. And it's like, that was my independent showing of like, well, we're not going to get there, and there's not going to be pasta at hospital, is there? They're not going to have some guy's not going to be handing out pasta in the waiting room. I'll bring the pasta. Get forward and do this. But yeah, there's a definite period where people need to learn need to realize how on their own they are, in terms of, if I don't deal with this, it's never going to get dealt with. And the amount of people that I've known in passing that are just like, yeah, they really do think that eventually everything's just going to turn out fine for them. And there's a level of that that's optimistic, but there's also a level of, I believe everything's going to turn out well, but only if I actually actively work towards it, rather than just, hey, if I go around stabbing everyone, everything will probably work out fine. Yeah. So the same as procrastination, isn't it? It's just like, you have to be like, oh, eventually I'll just make this creative thing. Or I need to start making this creative thing in order to make things go forward. Yeah. Yeah. But yes, it's very beneficial for people to realise they are completely and utterly alone. Guess that's how that works. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, that's me for this week. All right. I can't remember what you said, Joel.
Yeah, we've got a few things. An opera house in Spain is reopening with a concert performed to an audience of 2,200 potted plants.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I don't
make them all happy.
It seems like an artistic thing to do. Like, well, we can't have people here. Let's just perform to the plant.
Let's do it to a cactus.
So,
well, we've got an audience of cacti.
Yeah.
Break a leg, team. Isn't there some kind of science from years ago that was like if you sing opera to a plant, then it counts as a live show for your equity account or something? So
well, they're performing to all the plants, and then they're donating each plant to a health worker, or something like that. This plant heard Mozart.
Thank you for your service. You got me a geranium that's heard an opera.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
A cultured geranium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. This one's heard Pavarotti. Oh, pretty good.
Yeah. In other news, thousands of people in Prague gathered on Thursday for a farewell party to coronavirus.
Bye.
Thousands of guests sat at a 500-metre long table at the Charles Bridge in Prague on Tuesday, sharing food and drinks they bought from home. Guests were encouraged to share with their neighbours, and there was no social distancing in place.
Oh.
Good. That'll work. Apparently,
Bye. Hello.
Apparently, Prague's had a really low number of cases. Anyway, they've had 12,000 cases in the whole country in Czechoslovakia. Right. So I think they're just either disillusioned by the effects of it or just not bothered. And the government's just we'll make a table that's half a mile long, and and you can all sit there.
I've only been to the Czech Republic once. We went out of Prague to a place called Brno, which was Brno, which is an amazing place.
Yeah.
The beer was amazing and it was just quite fun. But on the train from Prague to there, we went through loads of villages, like rural villages, where there were many more chickens than there were people. There were whole villages completely ran by chickens. And right. you wouldn't see anybody, you just see loads of chickens. So I imagine they're quite rural, outside of the main cities. It's pretty rural anyway, so maybe they had less spread. Yeah. Kind of makes sense. So why not bring everyone into the city for a giant table feast?
Yeah. Yeah. For food that they've made at home. And
it's weird that that's alarming now, right?
Yeah.
Before, that would be oh, what a lovely thing to do.
Yeah.
Now you're you're going to kill the world.
Don't be nice.
Yeah, nice is how we die. Yeah, weird times.
Researchers have found that fans of apocalyptic films are coping with the pandemic better.
I'm a fan of this. They're LARPing, basically, aren't they? Oh, yeah, this is lovely.
Researchers found that people who had recently watched what they describe as prepper movies showed signs of high levels of resilience to the real-world pandemic. They cited Contagion as an example. I haven't seen Contagion.
Oh, okay. That's okay.
Yeah. Researchers suggest that such movies allow viewers to practice coping skills, which they apparently put to use if real need arises. I don't think they really put it to use. I just think they're they're of a less nervous disposition. Naturally, because they enjoy that kind of film.
Yeah, I imagine preppers are having a whale of a time.
Oh yeah,
they've been preparing for this exact global idea.
Yeah.
So it's they're probably I get to use the bunker now. It's we've already got all this set up. It's brilliant. It doesn't mean that it's more effective. It just means that this is what they've been waiting for.
Yeah.
So it's if you really enjoy fantasizing about the end of the world and then the world is saying the world is ending, you'd be having a great time.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that you're more prepared. Just means this is the ending you were looking forward to. In your what was that? Choose your own ending monster books.
Choose your own adventure. That kind of
but there was a whole Goosebumps thing. There was a Goosebumps version of it. I can't remember.
I don't know.
But if you were choosing to end the world, fair enough.
I only read 2 Goosebumps books, I think.
Yeah, I think I read a few, but nothing crazy.
It's just horror stuff.
Never got into horrible history.
No, I had books, but I never read them.
Yeah. It's never... I like history, but Never.
It could be a title of my autobiography. I've got books, so I've never read them.
By Steve.
Yeah.
Mine's going to be, am I old enough to buy a filet mignon? And other thoughts and other global issues tackled by Nick
Knife
Smith.
crime? Question mark?
Question mark. Yes? Exclamation mark? Yes. Yeah.
Copenhagen's Little Mermaid statue has been labelled a racist fish.
Well, of course. Of course. Isn't, like, she a redhead and therefore a white supremacist?
It's a statue.
Something like that.
It's just... It's not got a colour. It's just a statue.
It's iron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Denmark woke up on Friday to the words "racist fish" scrawled across the base of the Little Mermaid statue.
It's a weird way to wake up in the morning.
Honouring Hans Christian Andersen's famous fairy tale that perches on a rock in the sea off a pier in Copenhagen. That's a lot of effort. Get on a boat, ride over to the statue, spray paint racist fish on it, ride back, go to sleep, wait for people to wake up, look at them alarmed. Like, it's a whole... It's a whole...
That's a Duke of Edinburgh award right there.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, all completely contained.
Yeah. Boat skills.
You got a lot of Cub Scout badges.
Spray painting skills. Cultural commentary skills.
Standing in plain sight skills as you're in the crowd, like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Who made this racist fish?
Accusation skills.
Yeah. Big jumps in logic skills. Fish. You're not a fish. Fish.
Fish. Fish. It's a bit loud enough. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
The 107-year-old sculpture, which is visited by 1 million tourists each year, has been vandalised before, including by anti-whaling campaigners.
Bloody mermaids killing all our whales.
And pro-democracy activists. Like, is the Little Mermaid a communist? Question mark?
Yeah. Racist fished anti-democracy fish? Question mark?
She's twice suffered decapitation.
Oh. Well, to be fair, that happened after Predator was let into the Disney Marvel universe.
What did you think would happen?
Yeah, he loves trophies.
Yeah, poor Little Mermaid. And finally,
bloody statues, man. They're so people. I don't understand it. I understand that they're kind of like an icon thing, but people really have an issue with statues.
Yeah, I'm really torn.
Care?
That's the thing. I'm really torn because, like, on both sides, people really care. Like,
yeah.
Oh, you can't do that. It's a statue. It's like, yeah, it's just a statue. And then other people have been like, oh, don't you know what it means? It's like, no, it's just a statue.
Yeah.
Like,
well, the thing is, I think as well, it's a really veiled place to place an argument as well, isn't it? Because, like, take the tearing down of any statue. The actual discussion about taking down the statue is unarguable, right? Everyone should be able to have the conversation about talking about what this statue means and should it stay up and should it stay down. Yeah. So by actually pulling it down, they're like, well, we all agree, right? It's like, no, we'd all agree to talk about it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh no, but you know, what he stands for. It's like, yeah, you're trying to have the conversation with lots of violence.
Yeah, you're talking to yourselves.
Well, it's just like they're pretending as if it's a good technique of trying to force the conversation when the conversation's already been concluded.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I've pulled down the statue. Well, they're just going to put it back up.
Yeah.
No, they won't because we pulled it down. It's like, yeah, but let's talk about it. We'll pull it down. And then I had a conversation with somebody about they pulled it down because they've been trying to talk about it for years. And that was the movement required to draw enough attention to the conversation to talk about it. Wait, you go like, well, just publicise more the conversation, right?
That's bullshit, though, because that means that not enough people cared for it to think. So they're doing something that only the minority of people give a fuck about.
But and that's my issue with it is say there's 100 people, say there's 1,000 people who pulled it down. There's still like 500,000 people in that town. Yeah. Something vast, huge number. You're like, just democratically remove it. It feels like it'll be more productive just in the long run.
Have a meeting, all get together, then whatever's decided, if it's decided you pull it down, then you guys raise the funds to have it taken down.
And you see, I can still hear like the voices saying like, yeah, but that argument is being ignored, and like, yeah, we're trying to have the conversation. So you go, well, then just better publicise your wanting of having the statue brought down, and try and communicate those points more in a democratic way. I think the belief is like, oh yeah, but there's a conspiracy and everybody wants the statue up and everyone's wrong. You go, well, if it just feels weird, but it's all centred around statues. Behead the racist fish. What? I don't understand.
If they took like all of the effort they put into calling everybody racist and actually put that into like real political activism, like protesting against statues or something, or taking it to City Hall, like if that like a real kind of like, here's what we want, here's why we want it, do you agree, yes or no? Like have it like just it and like obviously the conversation's more nuanced than that, but that conversation isn't happening.
Well, and even if it is happening, it's happening ineffectively, so why not try and figure out how to make it more effective? Because if you had the argument and it was like, okay, let's have a proper big national discussion about one statue in particular, whatever, and we'll figure out whether or not he should have a statue, and then that becomes into a bigger conversation about whether or not him having a statue gives him a pass on past sins, and whether we should have the statue to remember bad things. I mean, I can't remember where, but I saw someone make the same argument about Auschwitz. They're like, hey, Auschwitz isn't being celebrated, like it's being put there to be, there's another reason it's there. So like if you were campaigning to knock down Auschwitz, then it feels like that would be an even more controversial argument. So like it's a whole big discussion to have, but people want everything knuckled down into one simple statement.
I don't think they're trying to have a conversation most of the time. I think they phrase it as a conversation, so it's like, do you agree, yes or no? And if you say, well, yes and no, and like, here's why, and you start talking, in their head they're going 1, 2, 3, and at 10 they're just going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, at 10, like they don't care what you're saying; they're just going to do what they want.
Yeah. Maybe, but it like just feels like
they're not even emotion. There's no even pretense that they're that they're open to debate or conversation.
Well, that comes back to Liam Neeson, doesn't it? Of like, well, there was an argument that
like
Winston Churchill's a fascist and Abraham Lincoln's a fascist.
Yeah.
And it's like, if someone has committed one evil, it feels like it taints them forever. And it feels like I can't remember what the evils were of Winston Churchill. It might have been colonialism and something to do with World War II, and I don't know, but just being like, well, you need to put it into the larger context of the world and be like, well, is he a fascist? Is he the most evil person in the world? Or is he what's going on? Yeah. It just feels like they're trying to make an argument that's like, yeah, well, Susie said that, Trey's a bitch, and I don't respect him after that. It's that level of rationalization of like, well, he's betrayed my trust and I'll never trust him again.
Yeah.
Who are you talking about? Joseph Stalin. Okay. It's been treated like playground gossip.
Yeah.
But I don't care about statues. If there were no statues, there's loads of statues and I can't name any of them that I've walked past. And yeah, that's not a big thing for me. But I guess as a society, it's good to have people to aspire to be.
The only one I always remember is the one outside Stoke Station of a guy standing on one leg with his arms outstretched, and it just says, "Man can't fly."
Welcome to Stoke. We'll take your legs and your wings. Okay. I guess we'll stay here then. You can't jump out of Stoke. You can't fly out of Stoke.
I don't know if it's relevant to like a local author or something like that, but I was always looked at it and be like, that's kind of depressing. It's right next to the college.
Yeah, go to Stoke-on-Trent College, where you can be anything you want to be, but don't go too close to the sun.
Yeah.
Because you can't fly.
And finally, a Pennsylvania man is facing up to 30 years in prison for beating his father to death, stating that he thought he was a vampire.
Your Honour, I thought it was a vampire. Yeah, but you can't beat a vampire to death. I tried my hardest. You can beat your father to death, but you can't beat a vampire to death. Did you not watch Buffy? She beat loads of vampires and they never died. You have to stab it through the heart, or give it some garlic bread. Why didn't you just give it some garlic bread?
Well, I hit him with some garlic bread.
And when he was fine, did you not question your beliefs?
Well, no, I just thought it wasn't strong enough. It wasn't the right brand. So.
It was garlic and cheese, Your Honour. I thought maybe there was more cheese upon the top layer.
Bread, so it blocked the garlic.
Yeah, as we all know, cheese inerts the garlic effects of the undead.
Yeah. Douglas Novak pleaded guilty but mentally ill last November. I'm guilty, but I'm mentally ill.
Mentally ill. I definitely did it, but I've got fucking issues, mate. Just saying.
Yeah. It's charges of murder, arson, reckless endangerment, and risking a catastrophe.
Yeah, I might have. Look, mate, you might have opened the doorway to what do they call it in Buffy? Like the underworld?
The Hellmouth or something.
The Hellmouth. That could have been a catastrophe. If you know it's a vampire, don't piss it off. Just kill it or leave it alone.
Yeah.
Don't antagonise the fire of the Hellmouth. Angel's gonna come. Is he good or is he bad? He had sex and he lost his soul. Do you remember that? That was a genuine plotline.
Buffy's one of those things that I like, but I've never watched end to end.
I watched it as a kid. But yeah, Angel, which was like the good guy vampire because he fell in love and got his soul back. But then when he had sex, he lost his soul.
Yeah.
So he had spoiler alert. I think he had sex with Buffy, and he just became a demon, hell bent on death. Which is like that whole, guys are one way before they sleep with you, and then they turn into, the leader of the Hellmouth army.
Oh, the metaphors.
Yeah. If you have sex, you lose your soul. Just throw that onto kids. Yeah, and by the way, we're gonna sexualize the dead. Okay.
All right.
Well, this has got a thumbs up from NBC or whatever network it was on. Let's teach them to fuck the dead, and if they're dead and they fuck the living, they'll lose their souls. Okay, fair enough. Or maybe it was he got his soul. No, I can't remember. I'm pretty sure he lost his soul. I'll have to look it up. He either lost it or got it back. I don't think he got it back. Because that wouldn't be heartbreaking. No.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Authorities have said he fatally beat Frank Novak with a wooden arm of a dining room chair.
Very vampire film-esque, just tearing the arm off a wooden chair.
Speaking at Thursday's sentencing, Douglas Novak's lawyer said his client was off his medication when he attacked his father. He also said Novak stayed next to his father for the next 2 days because he wanted to kill him when he woke up by putting a stake through his heart.
I'm a patient guy. I'll just wait here. When he does come back, just waiting for his dead dad to come back so he can kill him again.
Prosecutors, however, disputed those claims, saying Novak told police that he beat his father because the old man was hiding his phone. So.
Okay then. Fine.
Yeah.
Oh, case closed. Oh, it's fine then. Why did he wait by the body for 2 days? Well, he lost his phone. He's waiting for it to ring. So.
Yeah. But that's me this week.
Yeah, sounds fun. Off his medication. The human brain is so insane.
Yeah.
There's a thought process I've always had, but I wanted to explore a little bit more about just how much your brain doesn't give a fuck about anything. Because if you're driving on the motorway and you're tired, you'll just go to sleep.
Yeah.
Like your brain knows it's gonna die and or kill many children that it may crash into. But your brain's like, fuck it, I'm tired. Even when they've got those bumps on the side that make you realise you're falling off the road, your brain goes, that's weird, I'm going back to sleep now. But yeah, the fact that your brain could just, my dad's a vampire. Oh, hang on, I've taken more vitamin B12. Okay, all right, he's not a vampire, he's a normal guy. Just that weird little top up of some kind of chemical.
Yeah.
Probably more complex than B12, but still basically in essence that's what medications are. It brings everything back to normal. How easy it is for your brain to start believing in the insane. Like, I can go to sleep and I'll be fine. Or, you know what, I'm ready to die, let's sleep.
Yeah.
Even with people in the car, I'll kill them as well. I'm just wanting to doze off. Yeah. But yeah, it was all right.
Yeah.
All right week. The car park kind of worked. There's a van over there just watching, but...
Is it?
Yeah, kind of.
They're in their car?
Yeah, in their van, yeah. But yeah, it's, it's all right. I think if it rained, we'd move the cameras and stuff, but...
Yeah, it'd be a bit
I think it kind of worked. There's still like a delay, but it feels like less of a delay.
I think it's because you can see each other. Well, you can see each other before, but it's a bit different.
Yeah, but we are, as I said before, we're going to space and back.
Yeah.
So it's like there's going to be a bit of delay. Maybe it will work better with like just without over the phone, just like talking between cars.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe that could work, but it's very warm, a lot warmer than I thought it was going to be. But it's quite muggy. It was boiling hot last week, wasn't it? So
yeah.
It's just been a bit funky. But yeah, see how it turns out. See if it works. Yeah. So yeah, if you've enjoyed podcast in cars, getting ridiculing coffee, then yeah, I'm at Nick Snip.
Yeah. I'm at Sing It Steve.
Yeah, we're at Pulling Teeth Pod on Twitter and Instagram, and we're at Pulling Teeth Podcast on Facebook.
Yeah, you can email us at wisdom@pullingteethpodcast.com. Send us your articles, your videos, your quips, your queries. Send us your Yahoo questions. Because just send them to us. Don't send them to Yahoo.
Yeah, ask us.
Yeah.
We'll give you a more reasonable answer to, of course, you can buy Filet Mignon.
Yeah.
You'll be fine.
We guarantee they'll get read out.
Yeah. We've also got the website, which is www.pullingteethpodcast.com. It's got all of our videos and contact details on it as well. It's also got an Amazon banner if you would like to help us out. We've got the top right if you want to do your Amazon shopping. Before you go to Amazon, go to our website, click on the banner, and then do your shopping as normal. And if you buy something, Amazon will give us a kickback to keep the podcast going, which will always be appreciated. Yeah. Then Spotify. We're on YouTube. Subscribe and like on YouTube.
Yeah.
Something like that. And we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And share it round.
That's us for this
if
week.
You know other people who have a horrific sense of humour or...
That's the other thing on the dating app is people saying, I've got a really dark sense of humour. You'd be like, oh yeah? Let's have a conversation. Oh wow. No, you don't have a dark sense of humour. I still haven't even gone to how dark I go. Like the whole watching a man die, and I found that quite funny. Pretty dark. Still haven't gone to that part.
I just think people are too sensitive. Like, I don't think we're that dark.
Well, the thing is, I think people think of dark comedy and they think of, like, Peep Show, right?
That's not
and Peep
dark.
Show, well, it's got dark elements to it. It's vanilla dark. It's vanilla dark.
So
like, there's dark
moments. I remember him eating a dog.
Yeah, roasting and eating his date's dog.
Yeah. But that was funny.
Yeah, because he ran it over. Exactly. So I would say that Peep Show is definitely kind of it touches on dark humour very well, but like we're a bit further down the rabbit hole, I guess.
Yeah.
Because you've known me for a long time. I'm just walking darkness.
I don't know. I think we brought it out in each other.
Yeah, for sure. Traffic lights, coffee and thermos.
Yeah.
And something like that. Yeah. So maybe try the car thing again. Maybe mix it up.
Yeah.
The only thing is it's weather dependent, isn't it? But yeah, fun week.
Yeah, definitely.
Fun week.
All right. See you next week.
All right. Yeah, see you next week.